Hello, and welcome to your daily top news briefing for Thursday, May 7th, 2026. In the next few minutes, we'll cover the biggest stories of the day. Let's get started. Story number 1. Bengal tense after Shivendu's aide killed. Eyewitnesses recount point-blank shooting. What we know. Shivendu Adhikari's personal assistant, Chandranath Rath, was shot dead by motorcycle-borne assailants in West Bengal's North 24 Parganas. Story number 2. Update on a story we covered recently. Tamil Nadu Government Formation News Live. TVK VJ unlikely to take oath today. Not enough numbers, says Governor. The AIADMK has rejected reports of any post-poll alliance with VJ's party. This is entirely false. Under no circumstances the AIADMK will support the TVK, AIADMK Deputy General Secretary said in a statement. Story number 3. A year after Operation Sindoor, how India's defense tech is rewriting war. India's defense startups are working alongside the army, integrating innovation with battlefield use. Story number 4. 1 year of Operation Sindoor, how India recalibrated its national security approach. Story number 5. Updates. Don't take law into your hands. Shivendu Adhikari appeals for calm. Shivendu Adhikari was not with Chandranath Rath at the time of the incident, the BJP leader's brother Dibyendu Adhikari told NDTV. Story number 6. Former bouncer kills 2 sisters-in-law in Raipur after dispute with wife. The officer said that accused Jitendra Varma obtained a licensed pistol from the authorities 6 years ago when he worked as a bouncer. Story number 7. 2,000-passenger casino vessel can't sail into Goa's Mandovi River just yet, Bombay HC says. Story number 8. Telangana CM seeks central approval for Hyderabad Metro Rail Phase 2. Telangana CM Ravint Reddy urged the centre to expedite approval for the Hyderabad Metro's Phase 2 expansion, costing 38,595 Indian rupees crore, during a meeting in New Delhi. Story number 9. Bombay HC upholds transfer of adoption order powers to district collectors. The amendment now requires a valid order from the district collector. Story number 10. Update on a story we covered recently. 2 years, 52 posts, no appointments. BJP workers grow restless in Rajasthan. Story number 11. What happens if a chief minister refuses to relinquish office after electoral defeat? Following the Trinamool Congress's defeat to the BJP in the West Bengal Assembly elections, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has announced that she will not tender her resignation. Can a governor remove a chief minister? Story number 12. Update on a story we covered recently. Bengal election results 2026 live updates. Mamata Banerjee repeats threat. Shivendu Adhikari speaks out on violence. Bengal election results 2026. The BJP has won 207 of the state's 294 seats. Story number 13. Resort politics returns. AIADMK moves MLAs to Puducherry as TVK eyes majority in Tamil Nadu. Story number 14. Loans, votes and AI. Bihar cabinet goes big as Tedshavi Yadav flags debt crisis. Story number 15. CBI files charges against Delhi-based real estate firm AVJ Bankers. AVJ is currently under corporate insolvency resolution process. Story number 16. Joint development of Rajasthan roads to improve connectivity of industrial areas. As many as 38 roads will be developed on a cost-sharing model. Story number 17. Update on a story we covered recently. IPL playoff qualification scenarios. Sunrisers Hyderabad inch closer to top 4 finish. Sunrisers Hyderabad surged to the IPL 2026 summit with a commanding win, now boasting 14 points and a healthy net run rate. Story number 18. Minor girl kidnapped and gang-raped in Uttarakhand. Congress seeks to corner BJP over protecting criminals. Story number 19. Surge in digital arrest frauds offsets dip in Delhi cybercrime in 2024. According to NCRB data, Sexual exploitation and fraud were the two most common drivers of cybercrime in Delhi in 2024. Story number 20. Update on a story we covered recently. Iran considering U.S. proposal to end war, official says. The White House reportedly believes it could be closing in on a 14-point memorandum of understanding with Iran. Story number 21. Update on a story we covered recently. Trump's hopes for an Iran peace deal come with caveats. There are signs of fresh momentum to end the war, but Trump himself has injected a note of caution. Story number 22. U.S. says Hezbollah is trying to derail talks with Israel. U.S. State Department spokesperson says Hezbollah is trying to derail talks with Israel. Story number 23. Rising fuel costs overshadowing agenda for ASEAN summit in the Philippines. ASEAN leaders have begun meeting in the Philippines as residents say their main concern is living costs. Story number 24. Israel strikes Beirut for first time since Hezbollah ceasefire. Israel says it targeted a senior Hezbollah figure in the capital, the first strike of its kind since mid-April. Story number 25. North Korea says it is not bound by any treaty on nuclear non-proliferation. Pyongyang says its status as nuclear-armed state will not change based on external rhetorical claims. Story number 26. Update on a story we covered recently. Police arrest protester after 5 days atop Washington Bridge. Police have arrested an anti-war protester after he ended a 5-day sit-in atop Washington's Frederick Douglass Bridge. Story number 27. Update on a story we covered recently. Mira Murati tells the court that she couldn't trust Sam Altman's words. Mira Murati, OpenAI's former CTO, has testified under oath that CEO Sam Altman lied to her about the safety standards for a new AI model. In a video deposition shown during the ongoing Musk v. Story number 28. Update on a story we covered recently. Elon Musk's last-ditch effort to control OpenAI, recruit Sam Altman to Tesla. Messages between Shervan Zilis and Tesla executives reveal plans in 2017 to start a rival AI lab, potentially led by Altman or Demis Hassabis. Story number 29.
Barry Diller trusts Sam Altman.
But trust is irrelevant as AGI nears, he says. Barry Diller defended OpenAI CEO Sam Altman while warning that AGI remains an unpredictable force needing guardrails. Story number 30. A 20-minute pitch wins Indian startup Pronto backing from Lachi Groom. The investment comes as Pronto scales to 26,000 daily bookings and the market heads toward a potential $18 billion size. Story number 31. SpaceX is starting to move on from the world's most successful rocket. Vandenberg Space Force Base in California is set to become SpaceX's busiest launch site for now. Story number 32. Nintendo announces a new Star Fox for the Switch 2. It turns out Fox McCloud's appearance in the Super Mario Galaxy movie was a tease of things to come. Nintendo just surprise announced the first new Star Fox game in a decade. Story number 33. Update on a story we covered recently. Anthropic raises Claude Code usage limits, credits new deal with SpaceX. Deal follows others with Microsoft, Amazon, and more. Story number 34. A kid with a fake mustache tricked an online age verification tool. To stop children from bypassing its age checks, Meta is revamping its age verification tools with an AI system that analyzes images and videos for visual cues, such as height and bone structure. Story number 35. Snap says its $400 million deal with Perplexity amicably ended. The deal, announced last November, would have seen Perplexity's AI search engine integrated directly into Snapchat. Story number 36. Google shuts down Project Mariner. Google has pulled the plug on Project Mariner, an experimental feature designed to perform tasks for you across the web, as reported earlier by Wired's Maxwell Zeff. Story number 37. TSMC taps wind power as AI chip demand soars. Taiwan feels energy crunch. TSMC backs renewables during record demand for energy-hungry chip manufacturing. Story number 38. Update on a story we covered recently. Trump's team wants him to accept an Iran deal he's already rejected. As chaotic negotiations over the end of the Iran war continue, U.S. negotiators think they have the framework for a deal in place. Now, they just have to sell the president on it. Story number 39. Iran war threatens jet fuel shortage that could disrupt summer travel in Asia and Europe. Oil executives have warned that the supply disruption in the Middle East will soon cause actual fuel shortages in some parts of the world. Story number 40. Global stock rally builds on Iran deal optimism. Markets wrap. Equities advanced on optimism the U.S. and Iran were nearing a deal to end their conflict, adding fresh fuel to a rally that has pushed global stocks to a series of record highs. Story number 41. Uncle Sam is wrong. India and China are doing their bit to fight climate change. It is true that there is an increase in carbon emission by India and China due to homegrown consumption and lack of infrastructure. Story number 42. Snap issues cautious guidance as Perplexity deal ends. Middle East geopolitical situation causes uncertainty. Snap reported first quarter earnings and provided cautious sales guidance while revealing it no longer has a deal with the generative AI startup Perplexity. Story number 43. Surveillance firm Hawkeye 360 raises $416 million in IPO. Hawkeye 360 Inc., a provider of satellite-based signals intelligence for U.S. government agencies, raised $416 million in a U.S. initial public offering priced at the top of a marketed range. Story number 44. Apollo CEO Rowan warns of market correction, slams egregious practices at rival insurers. Apollo CEO Mark Rowan warned that markets face an elevated risk of unexpected shocks, saying he is positioning the firm defensively for an expected correction. Story number 45. Philippine growth slumps to 2.8% in challenge for Marcos. Philippine growth unexpectedly slowed in the first quarter, leaving the country a laggard within the region and challenging policymakers trying to cool inflation and support the peso. Story number 46. SoftBank shares surge over 16% as Japan tech stock-fueled rally lifts Nikkei 225 to record highs. The benchmark Nikkei 225 surged over 5% to a record high as Japan reopened after extended Golden Week holidays. Story number 47. UOB profit drops as CEO flags elevated global uncertainty. United Overseas Bank Limited reported a lower first quarter profit driven by declines in lending and fee income, while Greater China non-performing assets rose. Story number 48. From ego-ridden team to complete package, why PSG pose ultimate test. Luis Enrique's expertise at rebuilding a culture as well as a team means Arsenal will confront the complete package when they meet holders PSG in the Champions League final. Story number 49. Update on a story we covered recently. Why resolute Arsenal will believe prolific PSG can be beaten in final. With Paris Saint-Germain waiting in the Champions League final, will Arsenal withstand the firepower of one of Europe's most formidable attacks and lift the trophy for the first time on May 30th? Story number 50. It's an infection. PBK's season hits a snag as catches continue to go down. Punjab Kings dropped 3 catches and missed 1 stumping chance, as Sunrisers Hyderabad raced away to a 33-run win and to the top of the table. That's all for today's briefing. If you found this useful, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss tomorrow's update. See you again tomorrow.